Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm pretty excited. If you can't tell, even though it's early in the morning, it's earlier than yesterday, but I am very excited to get in front of you today and just talk to you about public speaking or speaking in public, if I do say so myself. But the thing I want to talk about with it is the fact that a lot of people are afraid of it. And I completely understand. I understand being afraid. I understand being nervous. For me, if you've watched my other videos, I've been making these for like a month now or a little over. But I was growing up very introverted. I was very much an introvert. I didn't enjoy talking to people, let alone talking in front of a classroom. And that to me spoke volumes whenever I ended up on stage at the age of 16. So, for me, what I just said, I really hated crowds. It gave me really bad anxiety. So I went on a missions trip at 16 years old, and then I came back. And whenever we came back, the pastor asked me, "Hey, would you be willing to talk about your experience?" And I remember being 16. I was kind of a student leader in the group, and I just remember him asking me that, and I just thought, sure, I'll get up there, I'll say my 2 cents, and jump off stage. And at that time, that church was the biggest it's ever been. It was right about 800 people or so per service, or 800 people for that service, and it was pretty scary to think about that at the time. So I just remember sitting on stage, and this girl was sitting there with me, and she said, hey, if I forget my lines, I'm just gonna cry. That way I can get off stage. And I just remember her telling me that, and I just laughed. I said, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I can do the same thing. But she got up there. She had these cards and everything, and she started talking about her experience. And all of a sudden, she got lost in the sauce and she started crying. And I just thought it was funny because of what she told me beforehand. And she started crying, and then she closed and got off the stage. So here we go. It's my turn to get up and speak on stage in front of 800 people at 16 years old. And I have to say, I was nervous. I had, heart jumping out of my chest, had all the butterflies, everything. But I didn't let that stop me. And I just remember so well sitting there, and I was just praying. And as I was praying, I just said, Holy Spirit, speak. And I got up on stage, and man, it was great. I talked for like 15 to 20 minutes on stage, and it was, I have a recording of it from when I was 16, so that was 12 years ago. And it was just an amazing experience. And ever since that day, I've always known that I'm supposed to be on some kind of stage. And for me, if you watched my video from last week, you saw that I was in front of 2,500 people with Pastor Mike. Here recently, I've had opportunities to talk to more crowds and talk to more new people, and I just think that if you are something like me, where in the past I was very scared or anxious, if that's similar to you, I completely understand. But here's the thing: don't let that limit your life. When you're public speaking, when you get up on stage, those people are there to hear what you have to say. And what you need to do before you get on the stage is you want to learn who your audience is. So now we're going to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty for a little bit, and I might do a part two. But you want to know who's going to be there. So are you speaking to older people? Are you speaking to a younger crowd? Are you speaking to uh, underprivileged kids? Who are you speaking to? Because if you can learn who you're speaking to before you get on the stage, you can tailor your message to them. Because you don't want to get on stage with a crowd of people 70 plus and sit there and talking about Uber and Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, and hoverboards, because that's not relatable to that crowd. And you want to be able to tailor each story that you have to that crowd. So even if you have a go-to story, don't use it in every single setting. So my time's up for today. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter, so I'm going to make a part two of this of public speaking and get more into the nitty gritty of different techniques you could use, stage presence, tonality, and everything in between. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.